Hello, my name is Jimmy, and I'm with NABJ at the University of Oregon campus. Going around asking different individuals how they feel about dating interracially, what the word interracial means. So if you are intrigued to find out, let's go.
Interracial is the mix or blend of multiple races.
I think interracial can go in different categories, like interracial is a mix of people from different backgrounds.
It doesn't have to be a specific, duo between like different cultures or like where people come from, but just a mixing of people from different places.
And how would you define the word interracial?
Interracial, I would say it's like the mixing of different races and cultures.
Multiple races, I guess. Two races, I guess it's pretty easy, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I think the word interracial means two opposite races that connect with each other.
The word interracial means?
Oh, it's multiracial, more than one race, races together, but like more than one of them.
How would you define the word interracial?
I would say of or relating to multiple racial identities.
Two different races.
Would you ever date outside of your race?
Well, that's an easy one, only because I've only technically really dated outside of my race. It's interesting, I've definitely dated one girl who was biracial. She was half black and half white.
Actually, yeah, I think all of my relationships have been interracial. No, similar. That's crazy!
Yeah, I feel like I would date anybody that wasn't a douchebag.
I wouldn't say no if I like that person. I wouldn't be like, no, I don't want to date you because of your race, Yeah. But my preference is people that look like me.
Okay.
Personally, I don't feel like I can connect with people who are outside of my race, only because for a deeper level, I feel like it's harder to, grow together just because there's always going to be the underlying factor of like, it's just different.
Right.
Yes, I have before. Yeah.
I'm dating outside my race right now.
Okay, so what was the ethnicity or race of those you dated?
I dated someone who is Vietnamese, and then right now I'm dating someone who's Japanese, but I'm Japanese American. And then I've dated just like a Caucasian.
Would you ever date anyone outside of your race?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure.
You don't have a problem with it?
No, not at all. I mean, I know some backgrounds like are kind of against it or whatever, but I think like in America in like 2019, we're good. Like
We're good?
You should be accepting of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on what race.
Like I said, I'm real choosy.
How do you guys feel about interracial dating in general?
My boyfriend's white.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't personally have a problem with it.
Coming from an interracial family, how do you feel about interracially dating?
I definitely feel like it made me see like the beauty of what it could be. It makes me kind of want to have something like that where I'm not like with someone who's like the exact same as me.
I think it's fine. I encourage it. I hope that one day, like in the world, there's going to be less full-blooded people. I think that's going to happen.
Do you feel like you have to act differently because the person you're with is not the same race as you?
I've honestly never felt that way. Not even with their family. Maybe just a little bit more polite, but I think that comes with like just being respectful when you meet new people and stuff. But never that like, oh, I'm gonna tone down my Latino-ness or whatever you would say just to make them feel welcome or comfortable with my presence, I guess.
I don't know. I think like someone that like looks like me. I don't know. I like more like open.
Okay.
Like I don't watch what I say.
Okay.
But like around other people, I just like kind of censor myself so I don't say the wrong thing.
And it's kind of different for me because I've come from Woodburn, the highest majority of Hispanics in the state of Oregon. So dating a black girl and then dating an Italian girl and then dating a white girl, but never dating a Mexican girl, and then bringing them home, it's kind of like my grandma appreciates someone that she can speak her like Spanish with, and so if she can't speak Spanish with, there's kind of that barrier. There's different customs, different just like cultural traditions that they have as opposed to mine. So.
like culturally, like my parents like would make my boyfriend sleep outside if we ever like want to stay over. Like they're just so strict.
Yeah.
But like when I'm at my boyfriend's house, like his family's like, oh yeah, like do you guys need anything? Like do you need extra blankets, like extra pillows? It's like they're very welcoming about it. My parents, my dad especially, like no, he's sleeping outside.
Yeah, I get that. My parents don't play that.
Yeah, they're like
in my culture, like Mexican culture, we're very like we're family oriented and like we do everything together. And then I feel like in like when I would go to his place for dinner, it was like, oh, everyone serves their own plate and we all set up the table and like serve each other water. It was just really weird to me. It was different, and I got a lot of questions about like, oh, so like what do Mexican people do? It's like,
it's definitely like a weird balance of like within like the like Palestinian community, you're not like fully accepted because maybe you don't speak like Arabic as well, or you don't look the same as everyone because like you're a little bit darker skinned, but then also it's the same thing. Both sides are kind of like, well, you're not like fully part of our community, so like you just kind of like tiptoe around it sometimes.
Cultural differences, yes, but I think that's a good way of getting each other like aware about everything, yeah, about like where you're from, your background, like certain customs that you grew up to.
So you say it's a good learning experience?
I definitely think it's a good learning experience.
Would you guys ever date a black individual? Yeah.
I mean,
Would you date a black individual? Yes. Would you guys ever date a black individual? Yeah. Like, what would stop you from dating a black individual?
maybe just like cultural acceptance. Like I'm Japanese and like I have like so many things that I care about, like my food and like just like our customs, like taking off the shoes in the house, and like both partners are able to respect each other and like kind of like, I don't know, adjust, I guess. Then it would work fine, but if they are unable to, then I think that's where like the problem may occur. So yeah.
What is the race ethnicity of who you're dating?
He's African. The foods we eat are pretty different. When he says I'll be there at this time, and then he's like 2 hours late.
CP time. You on color people time.
Yeah.
Or black people time.
I guess.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so you mentioned that you have dated outside your race before. Can you kind of explain why you haven't dated within your race?
I want to be very, very cautious and sensitive to when I say this, only because there isn't a disliking towards black women. I mean, my favorite lady in the whole entire planet is black, my mother, right? So like that's the pinnacle of what I consider to be a woman and a queen, right? But I think for a lot of ways, for me, my first instinct is when I think of like a black woman that I intellectually and personally gravitate towards, my first reaction is to consider them almost as family. Right, so it's not like it's like a friend zone or nothing like that, not at all, but it's just like there's that liking and there's that kinship of like, you get me, I get you, like, you know, we understand each other. And I think for me personally, what I've always liked too about dating outside the race, and I say this, you know, cautious again, is like having to try to understand somebody else, right? And from where they come from, what it is they've been. And that's not to say that all black people are the same, right? You know, right. So that's not what I'm saying. I 100% would be interested. I'm a product of two black people marrying and having a child together, so I'm 100% interested and open to that. That's just up to this point. Not the position I found myself in, and Eugene, Oregon is it's a little smaller.
Would you ever date a black individual or African American?
I would, but I definitely know it would be a little bit more difficult just because of like, there's a lot of anti-blackness within like the Arab community, and so like for me it wouldn't affect me and like I wouldn't mind it, but I know like I'm gonna be 100% honest, my mom might not be 100% like on with it.
Would you ever date a black girl?
Yeah, I have. But it wasn't like this girl, it was almost like her mom was white and her stepdad was white, so she was kind of like this black girl that was like just very like, it was kind of like not very much culture to her other than being white and just kind of having that around her. But as far as her being like true to her roots and like her knowing some of her cultural like background, no. So, but no, I would. I'm not opposed to it. I just never, it's not something I've come across.
For me, I've had experiences with black women. I've never ended up dating black women. So that's not necessarily something I would say is like I'm against or what I wouldn't want to do. It's more so just like how that person ends up panning out with me. You know what I'm saying?
So, in the time that you have dated outside of your race, do you feel like people treated you different or looked at you differently because you were a different race than whoever you were seeing?
I've noticed that with like my sister. My sister is dating a Salvadorian
right now.
Male, yeah, right now. So they get some like looks occasionally. And my cousin's partner is black. He's like 6'5", tall, so everyone just kind of just stares. And I've noticed that when we're out in public. But honestly, like they can look if they want to. It's not going to change anything. So.
Where I'm from is pretty diverse. So
where are you from?
North side of Portland. The nutty
the
north.
Nutty North?
The nutty north.
Okay.
But no, I never really got like blank stares or anything like that.
So I'm originally from the Bay Area, so I think that it's kind of normal.
Not that I've experienced anyway. My little brother is dating a Latina woman right now, and he's received like a lot of pushback, and primarily because he's black. So it's been like, you shouldn't date that black man. How do you let him in our family? This, that, and the third. Over time, they opened up, and like they love him now.
Yeah.
They call him like son-in-law and all that other good stuff. But yeah.
I think only once in my life, someone's like made a comment like, oh, so you're dating that, oh, like, oh, so you're Asian and dating a white boy. I've only heard that like once in my